Bay St. Louis credits itself as Mississippi's artist community. And so one would expect the Bay St. Louis Little Theater to be a place for those artists to express their creativity, both on the stage and with what that stage was made of.
Our little theater, our red little theater of corrugated aluminum, were 2 CB barracks, and that formulated our theater, and it stayed that way, very rustic, really beautiful, in a beautiful location, until Katrina.
Until Katrina. Many stories from the Mississippi Gulf Coast include that phrase. Red Metal Theater on Boardman Avenue was completely destroyed, along with the homes and businesses of much of Bay St. Louis. But even while they were rebuilding their personal lives, the theater community rallied together.
We took a piece of our corrugated aluminum and we spray painted on there, "The show must go on." And we leaned that up against a tree, and that was our statement to the community that we were going to come back. We might not have a building, but we were going to come back. Then for the next 5 years, we were the gypsies of the theater. We performed in bars, we performed in restaurants, we performed in churches, community centers, wherever we could do a show. Everybody here, they were rebuilding their lives personally. So rebuilding a community theater and pushing that purpose seemed a little frivolous when you've lost everything personally as well. But we were determined to rebuild the theater while we were rebuilding our lives personally too.
So why not just use what they already had?
As a board, we talked about, we have that land on Boardman Avenue, why don't we just build a building? And we all looked at each other one day and we said, you know, we could put a steel building up here and we could have a theater in 6 months. Our community has lost many buildings. Wouldn't it be neat if the community theater saved one of them and restored one of them? And that switched our whole outlook, and we started looking more and more into a building that we could save, restore, preserve.
So we probably looked at least 10, 15 different sites, and we did drawings for maybe 4 or 5 of them.
But finally, the old Scafidi building in the Depot District of Bay St. Louis seemed like the perfect choice.
Because of its history, it being one of the few remaining historic structures in the city of Bay St. Louis after Katrina, it's made it very valuable in a lot of people's eyes, including the board.
After the Bay St. Louis Little Theater was awarded grants from the Mississippi Arts Commission, Mississippi Department of Archives and History, and the Leo Seal family, the building was purchased and work began.
So we bought the building, and that day we came here and we stood on the first floor. It's a 3-story building, and we looked at the sky and we said, what have we done? Because now we have really a terrible, decrepit, talk about this property should have been condemned building. We were living it. The refurbishing of the building started with the volunteers coming in and tearing everything off the walls down to the studs. And while we were doing that, 5 of us have fallen through this floorboards upstairs. So after we got the building open and refurbished it, we all signed the floor where we fell through. So John's name is up there, my name is up there, and it will just live in the history so people will know a lot of sweat and effort went into refurbishing the building.
The community continued to help the Little Theater, and in turn, the theater helped the community.
I think that process of actually seeing this place be rebuilt from the ground up and from the inside out just got people sort of salivating about the fact that, hey, something's coming back, and the Little Theater's coming back, and we're going to be awesome.
And come back it did. At the grand opening ceremony for the new space, about 100 people were expected, but the community really responded to the rebirth of the Little Theater.
And we had 1,200 people in our theater. You could not move. And it was so positive and exciting.
I think we hit a lot of hot buttons here with the building, with the location, with the sort of sentiment of saving the place, and with the old movie and tying all that stuff in. Plus we do great shows. So, you know, now we got full houses almost every show. So
the community continues to be involved, making up the board of directors, the actors, the techs, all volunteers.
We are now doing Still Magnolias. One of the people in the show, her name is Sarah Anderson. She is 16, she's our youngest cast member. We were in the green room one night talking about we're starting history at a new place and this is going to be wonderful. And Sarah was taking it all in, and Sarah said, well, you know, 60 years from now, I'll be able to tell this story because I'll still be here. And we all went, my gosh, she captured it. She captured the whole thing because, I mean, we wanted this to live, and she captured it.
The Bay St. Louis Little Theater does continue to live and thrive along with the community that helped rebuild it. And in that way, the show really does go on.